After dinner with the first couple, Ida, Mavis, and Toots went to their rooms, while Sophie met the First Lady in her private suite. Slender, with a head of thick brown hair and sparkling brown eyes, the former journalist was as bubbly in private as she was in public. Sophie liked her immediately.
"I'm not sure where to start. I've never done anything like this before. When I heard about your success, I knew it was something I had to try. The nightmares are so real. I must admit I've been terribly ill at ease."
Sophie could feel the woman's uneasiness. "There are numerous ways to communicate with those who have passed. Why don't you tell me about your dreams first? Then we can decide what's best for you."
"All right. I'm sure you know the story behind my uncle's assassination. The entire world still speculates on exactly what happened in Dallas that day. I was just a child, yet my memory of that day is very clear."
Sophie listened intently.
"I remember my mother had just returned from a trip, but I don't recall where she'd been. She was crying so hard. I'd never seen her cry before. She was always such a strong woman. It scared me to see her like that. The house was instantly occupied with Secret Service. We were told we couldn't do anything without one of them present."
The First Lady paused and removed a tissue from the box on the table to her side.
"Of course, I was aware our family was in the public eye, but I wasn't used to having strangers swarming all over our home. But this doesn't matter. You didn't come here to listen to my childhood memories. The dreams, the nightmares started about a year ago. In my dream, I'm walking in a tunnel, and there are hundreds of people around me, pushing and shoving one another in their attempt to get to the end of the tunnel. Two men seem to hover above the crowd. They have guns, and on their faces are horribly wicked smiles. Then there is a very loud noise, and in my dream I know it's a gunshot. I try to get away from all the people, but I'm frozen. My legs won't move. Those evil men above me have some sort of invisible hold on me. I struggle and still can't move. Once again I hear the same loud noise, the one I know is a gun being fired. I have to get out of that tunnel because I know if I don't, someone will die. I continue to struggle, but I'm not going anywhere. Maniacal laughter is followed by a vision, or a flash, I'm not sure what it is, of my uncle's face. He is trying to tell me something of great importance. And then I wake up."
Understanding, Sophie nodded.
"I'm not an expert at dream interpretations, but I've studied enough to have a basic knowledge of certain symbols and what they most commonly represent. I know this isn't a scientific method."
Reassured, Sophie continued. "Dreaming that you're running usually indicates an issue you're trying to avoid. Some experts," Sophie made air quotes as she said it, "would say you are not taking responsibility for your actions. In your case, it seems you're trying to run from an attacker or some type of impending danger. That usually means you have a fear that needs to be confronted. Another theory suggests that dreaming you're running and you can't make your feet move often signifies lack of self-esteem and confidence. I think we can agree you're a very accomplished woman, and this is probably not an issue for you. On the other hand, when you dream you're running alone, it sometimes refers to your determination and motivation in the pursuit of your goals. I could go on, as there are varied interpretations. You say you are in a tunnel, and that often signifies determination." Sophie paused, unsure if she should say more.
"Please, go on."
She took a deep breath, ran a hand through her loose hair.
"This might be touchy," she thought. "But what the hell?"
"It's possible your dreams and nightmares of the faces and gunshots are relevant to the assassination. Dreams of witnessing an assassination usually indicate you should be paying attention to some small detail." The First Lady brightened.
"That's exactly what I feel sometimes. Maybe there is an important detail I'm subconsciously aware of?"
The last thing Sophie wanted to get involved with was another conspiracy theory concerning the former president's death. Way too heavy for her. "It's possible your nightmare is warning you not to overlook the seemingly insignificant things in your life." She didn't want to come off as a street-corner fortune-teller, and knew her words were much too general. But Sophie wasn't stupid enough to think she could offer the First Lady an instant, cure-all solution to how and why those images plagued her dreams.